I just realized it's 399. I was looking at the number last minute. Welcome to vlog Thursday 399 at the 45Drives Creator Summit. I have found there's a lot of creators here. There's just not enough. I got pictures and selfies, and but I couldn't get all of them at once. And because you're doing a live stream after, I'm like, hey Jeff, let's do 30 minutes here, and then you got to go join Jeff's stream. That's right. That's what we're gonna do here. I'll make sure everyone's pushed to it. We've shared it on the socials. It's not hard to find craft computing. Can I tease what's in the background?
You can absolutely tease what's in the background. I'm so freaking excited about this.
This is a beerinator.
Here, I'll go push it out.
Oh yeah. That is a 45 drives full of beer. Designed to be full of beer. Yes. There's probably been 45 drives with beer in them, but this one was designed to have beer in it.
That's right. Active cooling. There's a Peltier cooler inside of there.
That is
real stuck. There we go.
Is it?
That's the latch right here.
We've poofed the beer. If worst case, we'll solve it later.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Hey, now you can see it better.
Now you can see it better. It's so one of the things I'm going to talk about when I put together my creators video, and I've had so many good conversations with so many people here at 45 Drives, and we're going to be talking about the fact that what time was it Tuesday? It was in the morning, I'll say. We'll give them that much.
Am I giving my local time, or am I just giving Tuesday time?
Whatever Tuesday time it was when there was a note made that we should need to get a beerinator.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that one.
That was in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a tour of ProtoCase, which is the sister company here at 45 Drives, and that was maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon or so local time. And I walked up next to Doug, the CEO, because they told me they were going to get me a beerinator last year, and I just kind of nudged him. I said, "Hey, where's my beerinator?" And he goes, "They didn't get that for you?" And I went, "No, I never got one." And so he pulls out his phone and he's just kind of scrolling through. He opens some notes and he goes, "Do you want it 3 or 4 you?"
Yeah.
And I went, 4 you, probably make it easier, fit more beer in there. He goes, "All right." And then today they walk in and they have this, and
it's built.
It's built. It's a beerinator. It's a 45 drive server with a 40-watt Peltier cooler, fully insulated.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It's amazing. I am going to ask real quick here.
Yeah.
The problem is we're on a low bandwidth connection. I realize because I still don't connect to the Wi-Fi. Do we have the ability to connect to the Wi-Fi in here?
Yeah, should be.
Because I realize I'm doing it on my 5G, which is perfectly fine.
Oh, okay.
Except in here, my phone doesn't work as well. So they're going to get me the Wi-Fi connection. I can switch it midstream and it'll improve.
Yeah.
So sorry, folks, for that issue. It is because I realized my phone was in my pocket and I took it out to help.
Oh yeah.
I wonder how far my phone can go towards the window. Try that.
Yeah, just go put it right next to the door.
Yeah. Let's see if it improves a little.
Or actually put it on top of one of the cubicle walls.
Yeah, put it on the cubicle walls.
There you go.
It's just being in here.
Perfect. We'll see if that works.
Did it? Let's see if it improves. Looks like it. Audience, tell me, has it got better?
Yeah.
Someone's impressed it's even working on a hotspot.
Right.
These are the challenges you run into in real time. So I got another bar.
Okay.
It says it's not as bad. So Matt said nope, it didn't get better.
Oh, arguably worse. All right, set it on the table right here.
All right.
We're fighting between cell reception and Wi-Fi range.
Yeah. Does someone have the Wi-Fi password I can type in?
I do if you have the guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. ProtoCase guest.
All right. I'll let you type it in rather than.
Yep, I got it.
All right, there we go. Hey, audio is clear. Instantaneous fix.
All right. Yeah. So we dropped for like 2 seconds on my laptop, and I'm just waiting for it to clear up.
All right. Awesome. Where'd my phone go? I was going to turn off the hotspot so it doesn't accidentally switch back to it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Technical difficulties that should have been sorted out beforehand is the theme of my show.
Welcome to Lawrence Systems live blog, episode 399.
Episode 399. I usually start with where I'm going to be, where you can find me. And where you can find me, obviously, today is here at 45Drives Creator Summit. But I do have a couple events coming up. It's going to be GurCon, September, I think it's 26th and 27th. That's in Michigan. Wild West Hacking Fest in October, and IT Nation in November.
Looks like our video is frozen for some reason. Yeah. They're saying audio works, video frozen.
Video frozen.
Yeah, video still frozen.
I know the solution.
Sweet.
Reload page.
All right. Maybe.
Let's see. Yeah, and it says it's full.
Okay, there we go.
Finally.
We're in. Hooray! All right, we look better on my end too, so I think we're all set.
Oh yeah, the quality went up.
Yeah. Look at that.
This is the way that's better. Now we should, you know, we only wasted 5 minutes of really low quality back in the day stuff here.
We do this for a living.
Yeah, we're tech nerds that had to learn this side of it.
Yeah,
like we both. You're a camera nerd. I did nerd out about some of the camera stuff, but it's still not what we do.
Yeah.
So there's always like these things.
Yep.
Someone says talk radio. We're back with full pixels.
All right. And the pixels are moving too.
The pixels are moving. You got a better, clear view of the Beerinator. So
look at that.
Yep. You'll learn more about that in Jeff's stream. But the impressive part, what me and Jeff were getting at, was just the fact that they did it so fast.
Yeah.
Like, from that Tuesday, hey, we should get it. How many use do you want it to being with cold beer inside of it?
Yes.
It's not just finished. Yeah. It's cold and there's beer inside of it.
And I would call this like beyond a functional prototype. Like there's a little polish that needs to be done still. There's a couple things that we need to add to it. But they were talking about maybe putting this up for pre-sale on the Home Lab store on Monday. Like that quick of a turnaround from concepts of a product that they've made a chiller before or a cooler before. Yeah. Where it's like dump some ice in it, dump some beer in it, and off you go. But that's just a metal box, right?
Right.
This is an active fridge.
This isn't just like there's not ice in here at all. It's actually cold.
Right.
So yeah, it is really wild how fast they made it. And that's some of the tour. And I'll tease because they're the people who control some of the media are on the other side of the camera right now. We're involved in things at 45 Drives. I'll tease a little bit though. I think they don't lean into enough how strong their manufacturing is. That's one of the things there's a highlight and a takeaway that I will have in my video and a little more to come on that, which is going to be how good they are at manufacturing. And it's not mass production, it's mass custom. And that's a phrase not that I made up at all. This is their lifeblood. Yep. And I'll probably have a couple separate videos because Doug likes to talk. And he said he'd love to talk on video about that process. And I'm like, I think people would love to hear it. I mean, there's a story here of being in the absolute beautiful area of Nova Scotia, which people will complain. And I admit I'm on this guilty party of it's hard to hire people. And I'm in a metropolis. I'm in Detroit and Toledo markets here. Yeah. And I'll say it's hard to hire people. And like, we have a lot of resources. Ann Arbor, University of Michigan, there's Wayne State University. We have incredible universities and all this stuff right around us. University of Toledo has an entire security team. And here we are complaining. I'm like, they don't have these resources. Like, I think there's more people in attendance at those colleges than live in this entire city. Yeah.
Easily.
And but that leans into their training and how they do things here to build what they do. And it's been really in my head a lot how they do it and thinking about it. But of course, many of the audience wants to hear about the cool things. So we definitely poked at the Proxinator. We played with things. Yep. I did comment. I thought this was funny. I don't know if you heard us when we were playing with the pieces of cardboard with the fans on it.
Oh,
yeah, that they use CAD.
Yeah, CAD.
Yeah, cardboard aided design. It was just.
We asked them how do they test for airflow for CFM through that, and he literally pulled out a cardboard wind tunnel with a blow-emitron fan on the end of it, and they stick a probe in the center of the box because it's essentially the same concept that you would get from like manufacturing a full product.
Right.
But you just need something to work real quick, and that's great.
Yeah. And by the way, and I mentioned this in just on Twitter earlier today, watch Jeff's video on the one of the new Home Lab boxes. It's really cool the way it opens. I was like, do we try to drag stuff in here for the live stream? And I was like, there's only a limited amount of time. Right. So
I think we might have the HL8 in here for my live stream. I think we might touch on that, just have it as a prop, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions. During my live stream, we're going to do a Q&A complete with Brett Kelly. He's going to join us for that. So yeah, if you're prepping for that, get your questions ready on HL8 and everything 45 Drives or anything else you want to talk to us
and that's about. Happening right after this live stream. So mine stops, Jeff starts, and that's where all of you should be next if you want to keep asking questions. I'll join for the beginning. I may wander off because I am going to go film some stuff. There's a concept that we started with last year, the rackable stackable
Yeah.
And I want to go shoot some video on the rackable stackable.
That's
and
cool.
you guys are going, what's the rackable stackable? I plan to tell you exactly what this is. It's an idea, not a product. But ideas here turn into physical manifestations because they have the manufacturing in another building that is like across the parking lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot to think about how that works, how things get made here, how they iterate on them by building something you can physically play with. So it's not just modeled in software or ideas or whiteboards. It's a lot more than that because then you physically build it, but it's not pretty because it's like, this is one iteration. So we can play around with it and play with the ideas, what works, what doesn't. So it's kind of cool to see this. We talked a lot here with 45 Drives because they give a lot of this away on GitHub. We talked about their roadmap of more things are going to be available to you. I've talked about Houston. They're talking about what improvements are making to that. And this is all going to be open source. This stuff you can have. So that's been really, really cool. Just diving into all that. Is that a rack mount fridge? Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Can I get a 2U chicken nugget warmer? That'll be on the store maybe by Tuesday.
Yeah.
They could do it. If we suggest it to Doug, he will probably make it happen.
Yeah.
I need a chicken nugget warmer.
That's good.
I hope we'll make sure there's some notes or ideas for April 1st ideas.
Yeah.
April 1st is the best time to have a bunch of ideas because you don't really know which ones you're going to follow through on.
Right.
But the audience may drive you towards like, there's a lot more demand for chicken nugget warmer than we expected.
That's right.
And if you have too much heat in your rack, it doesn't even have to be powered. You have a pretty hot rack in yours, and you talked about like how many watts it uses and the heat dissipation.
Yeah,
you just need to pipe it to the chicken nugget warmer.
Well, what's funny is I actually I use a product from Triplite. It's the 7KRM. It's a 7,000 BTU active air conditioner, essentially. Something that you'd put in your house, but it's rated for 24/7 load cycles. And so it can run the compressor 24 hours a day and stay cold and not ice up. And it's a fantastic unit. That doesn't cool the entire garage. What that does is it sits at the bottom of the rack and blows all that cold air directly into the intake path of your servers. So all you have to do is cool the server rack. You're cooling, 70 cubic feet instead of, an entire 20 by 50 garage.
Yeah.
And it fantastic product. And then the exhaust from that, the actual hot air from the compressor, that gets vented directly out the back of the garage. So I'm not recycling any of that hot air inside.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
This is cool. I reached out to 45 Drive support for the first time today, and they got back to me in about 30 minutes. Yeah, that is great.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, now, yes, there's, I like smoking meats. So a 42U smoker, we might be getting off topic, but I think I'd like that. I just can't run a smoker in my studio.
Yeah.
But oddly, side note, go buy or look for surplus medical grade stainless steel stuff that they use in the hospitals. Look at hospital auctions. Those make great smokers. Many people have made those.
Some of the rolling meal carts.
Yeah, the rolling meal carts from hospitals.
Amazing.
Yeah, they're made of really high quality stainless steel. They're probably close to 42U in size.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can build an awesome meat smoker out of it with some racks in it. It's definitely fun. So I have and I teased it before, and I'm only because I've been here, I haven't had time to finish it. So I am going to be working on the chemical factory video. I think I mentioned last week that I have full permission to do everything, but last week's live stream, I lost internet. So I can't remember where I left off.
Yeah.
We lost internet like 15 minutes in.
Oh, no.
Dead. And we've seen how good the live stream is on a phone. So we didn't go there. So that video is going to be coming along with a few others that we have. We're working on, some people will love or hate this, but we did find some sponsors. But the way we're having people sponsor things, because people are asking how I'm going to do it. And we have them sponsoring more tutorials. We're doing an NMAP tutorial. So they're going to offer all the resources to people and everything, how to make that happen. So we're going to be diving into some more of that. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think of what else I have a lot of things I need to finish. I know we're going to wrap up here in about 13 minutes, and feel free to throw us questions and stuff you have about any of the 45 drives. My review from the 45 drives, because I did see there's always someone in YouTube who's got a comment that, oh no, more sponsored content. And that's actually not what the reviews I have coming up on 45 drives are. And I say it that way. I'm going to get a number for people. I'm going to add up how much Lawrence Systems had spent with 45 drives. I'm going to add how much we've spent so far with CNWR. And I know it's over 500,000, maybe some number more. So like this video is not only not sponsored, I spent, and because I'm going to be reviewing a bunch of stuff we physically purchased for a project, because it's an upcoming project video, because all the XL60s have now landed in the CNBR office. So I'm saying this video is not only sponsored, I paid and I get to say what I want. So all opinions are my own, and I ordered these because I like them. So I'm biased.
Yeah, and on my video that I did for the HL8, that was a sponsored video, but I worked in collaboration with 45 Drives for the last year, like bouncing ideas off of, what features did we want to see? What features did we not want to see? Price points, all kinds of different things. So yeah, they paid me for some of that time, but obviously I like this product. I helped with some of the design process in it.
Yeah, and it's especially when it comes down to with any of these, I always try to bring an absolutely honest opinion to all of this, and a lot of it's because we're installing it. It's follow up to the things we're building, because before any of you make a capital investment, you kind of want to know, does this crap work? Does it work well? There's too many times where there's the disconnect from the people talking about the product. They don't actually use it at scale. They may use it in some small scenario, and that's never really enough to give it. So that's just some of the insight back end. This is a lot of times I do on my live streams, give people these back end insights to what's going on and what builds things like there. Ooh, this is a good question, because this is a how much do you want to talk about this? Because you've done really well with it. You sold all the stuff on there. So
I did.
Bring it up. For anyone who doesn't know, first, just making awesome sensors. Check them out over on Craft Computing. Go, you do your spiel.
Here's my plug. So we are developing a product we're calling Axe Effect. That's the working title, which will probably end up being the final title. But it is an SNMP enabled temperature sensor. It does temperature, pressure, and humidity. We sold 400 of the beta Wi-Fi units. We've shipped 300 of them. I'm waiting on the final 100 PCBs so we can finish getting those out. Those should be in my hands sometime in the next 7 days or so. So if you haven't received your order, you will be receiving it shortly. But there was a problem in infrastructure, which is how do we monitor temperatures accurately in a server stack? The answer is you go out and spend $500 or $700 or $800 with APC or Eaton or someone else to buy one of their environmental monitoring cards. But I've never been happy with those because fidelity has never been great. You get 1 degree or sometimes even 2 degree Celsius fidelity, which means you can't see trends starting in environmental monitoring. You don't know if it's 21.5 and half the time it's registering 22 or 21. The sensors that I'm using, and I'll just be fully transparent, it's the Bosch BME 280. You can go look it up. They are factory calibrated to 0.3 degrees Celsius of accuracy, and they have a 1/100th of a degree Celsius fidelity. They are so accurate, you can see trends developing within a couple of minutes of a temperature change. We sold the Wi-Fi units for $65 a piece. Eventually, we'd actually like to create a Wi-Fi unit that drives that price even further down. But we're creating a power over Ethernet model that'll be our first actual retail product. That'll have 2 of these temperature, pressure, and humidity sensors, as well as a water contact sensor. Pre-orders on those should start sometime late October or early November, and we're hoping for a January ship date. And talking with the team here at 45 Drives, I have even more cool announcements to make on that, hopefully in the next couple of months. Because those who were concerned about global shipping, we might have found our global shipping partner.
Yeah.
So
and that's one of the things that really happen when we come here is that where we get to talk with them, talk about ideas. They ship globally. Jeff wants to ship globally, so ideas are exchanged. And there may be one extra version of your sensor made that measures ocean stuff. So, I mean, those are the conversations like, oh, hold on, we're sitting there on water.
Doug turned out, so we're talking about tide, basically being able to predict the tide even more accurately than the weather can, and measuring pressure and barometric and everything like that. And Doug goes, well, how accurate is your sensor? And I said, well, the pressure sensor, I think it's a differential pressure. And he goes, oh, it doesn't do actual barometric. And I said, well, there's probably no reason I couldn't make it do actual barometric. So I contacted my developer, and he goes, yeah, they make a sensor that does that. It's a slightly different pad, so we can redesign a board and modify the firmware to kick it out. So just like they kicked out a Beerinator for me in 2 days, I'm going to kick him out an accurate pressure sensor here in the next couple of days.
Yeah. And Network Chuck, glad you recognize the set we're on. So we're not, neither one of us are in our usual spot. Right. So thanks for joining, Network Chuck. Say hi sometime. I'll DM you on Twitter or whatever, but good to see you here. Absolutely. Let's see here. Random PoE topic, but I got the Minis Forum PoE powered computer. I think those are neat.
Yeah.
And while it stayed powered up the whole time, it lost network connection a bunch. I don't think that's Wendell's reviewed them. Have you reviewed them at all?
I haven't done the PoEs.
Okay.
I've done the MS01, the Intel powered workstation, and I have an MSA1 at home ready for review, but I haven't taken a look at these yet.
Yeah. So I would probably guess you have a cabling issue or a network switch issue, because Wendell didn't report at all on any issues in his reviews of them. And we've discussed it before. So I think that's really novel, being able to PoE power a computer. Like, we're just going to power the computer over PoE as well.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Actually, Matt Fox's idea of a ABV sensor.
I will tell you a funny story, okay? Because the developer is a guy who has supported me on my Patreon for 5 or 6 years now, and he does microelectronics and firmware development. And I actually talked to him one day as an April Fool's joke product that I wanted to come out with, because I am known for my late night drunk eBay purchases. And I said, can you make me a breathalyzer that won't allow me onto eBay if I blow above a certain percentage?
Ooh, and those sensors are actually pretty cheap. In the infinite,
so we actually we didn't fab one up, but we wrote down what it would take to make it happen. So I'm not saying it won't happen.
I did have a horrible idea a number of years ago, because breathalyzer things became cheap, and we bought a bunch. I don't know if it was an Alibaba or whatever.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. I was like, these are fun. You know what they were is, how high can we read?
Get a high score.
It was turns out horrible idea. We were doing all kinds of shenanigans with it, but it was definitely not one of my finer moments.
Yeah,
I was determined to win.
I've got a couple of those at home.
Yeah, those are definitely fun. So there's some chance at least we could put a sensor on it, so before it opens, you got to blow into it before you get one more, so it cuts you off. Damn, electric lockout for beer. Oh man, no, that's definitely great.
Yeah.
What else do I got? So I should have taken an agenda, but I've been so excited talking to everybody here and playing with stuff in the lab. Me and Brett, who's actually standing over there, we're going to be doing a video on the rackable stackable idea, talk about that concept. So it's just so neat watching you guys physically build stuff here and see that manufacturing process, but the iterations in between. This is an in-between iteration long before release, and feedback ideas that come from it and things like that. What are some of the topics you're going to talk about at your channel? We'll cover those next couple minutes before we wind this down.
Yeah, so Brett Kelly's going to join us. Tom, you're going to join us for at least a couple minutes on there. But basically, we're just going to open it up to Q&A, kind of like what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But if you want to know more about the HL8, HL4, Brett's going to be here to answer some of those questions. Anything 45 drives related, any processes, storage needs, let's talk Proxmox, let's talk open source, let's, open the conversation to wherever it goes, or ask us anything else. I don't have much of an agenda at all, and I'm just here to chat. So
yeah, and I will share just a couple of pictures here before we wind down. This is what the beer in here looks like open. It's hard to show right now in the live stream, so I'm just going to show some pictures of it. But yeah, it is super cool. Would 45 drives build an M1 focused NAS, like half depth 1U server? There was a little bit of discussion because of the new formats that are coming out for drives and things like that. So we got to see too, and I don't think any of this is a secret, the way they're building the NVMe slide-ins.
Yeah, I mean they have the Stornados and whatnot, but I know actively, obviously, we're coming out with some new NVMe form factors. What is the ES.1 or E something.1, the new form factor. Obviously, I know 45 drives is probably looking at that, like every other storage vendor is looking at that. But the idea of making a half depth 1U, that'd be awesome. Or if I dare say so, maybe even a 10-inch rack.
A 10-inch rack, but the half depth one makes me think, 'cause I like standardized racks because we have so many clients where we have just a short rack that's in the back.
Yeah, just a little 15U.
It doesn't really have the depth for a full server, so that rack will be there in one desktop server. When you think about the mini PCs and how powerful they are, building a small motherboard and a half depth that would fit in one of your standard, what usually is just your network cabinet at the back of the building, that would be actually kind of cool to build something like that and have it all in one, because you'd have the fast speed, you'd have what you need just to run some of the local services on there and fit in a small area. So there, I actually think that you have an idea there that might work. And I see by the channel's the name Tiny Home Labs.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So what, you can spin that out Tuesday for us?
Yeah, they're like, that'll be available Tuesday or Wednesday. So
Sunday at Star Trek Generations. Yeah, it won't arrive till Tuesday.
Yep. This is probably a good question here. What are the steps to harden security of small business networks with 200 users using Wazoo? I don't think I would use Wazoo. And I have a talk submitted for IT Nation that I think got denied. And it was comparing some of the tools like Wazoo versus the commercial products we use. And I think it'll be an interesting, even if the talk is, I'll find out by Monday if it's officially accepted or not. But either way, I will do it on my YouTube channel, because I want to give some behind the scenes of the tools we use, because I have a video coming out about our client defense matrix. I just shared it with some of the people here at 45Drives, showing them how we do it. It's going to be public information when I'm done sanitizing it to an extent where it's fit for YouTube and fit for a presentation. All the tools we use. But I'll also do a talk after that talk, because someone will, that talk's going to have people, why'd you choose this tool? It's you know, security people are all, they go back and forth on that. And then I will do a video following up, like, could you use Security Onion or Wazoo? Either one of those. They have, there's crossover for what they do, but I know Wazoo has more features technically in some ways than Security Onion, because you have some active management you can do. But I'll compare that to the commercial tool we use, like Blumera. And like why we pay for Blumera. Tom, if you're smart enough to do that, why aren't you using this? There's reasons. There's really good reasons for all this. So I explained. So I don't know that Wazoo would be the best. It comes down to your skill set. Do you have the skill set to use it? Wazoo does have services, and you may want to buy some of the services from them. Here's the easy examples. Like Wazoo has plugins to let you look at Virus Total and analyze files, except the problem you might run into is when you learn how much that API costs. The API integrations to get the extra Intel feeds to make Wazoo have a higher level of efficacy and be able to find things is going to cost you a lot. And by the time you're done managing all of that and the tooling for it, how much did you save over a commercial tool? And you could easily point out, and I've made no secret when I've done my SIM monitoring and how we do events exporting out of Windows, I did it with the engineer from Blumera. And it's all built on stacks of open source tools. They don't hide in that. They just make it manageable for you through a dashboard. So it's not about the tooling; it's about the management that comes with it.
Yeah. And
I don't have the skill sets, but I can learn if I need it. Well, learn if you need it, but also it's skill set over time. It's even something, you know, they have internal IT of course here at 45Drives. That's the balancing act of what do we do in house and what we don't. It's like anything.
You should have seen 12 techs in a room trying to fix a PowerPoint the other day.
we needed an AV nerd.
Yeah.
Which you'd think a room full of AV nerds would have solved it, but it turns out, a group support session. Everyone, no, that tab.
No, down. No, you had it. Stop. What do you do?
Yeah. It was a little bit of chaos a couple times during the sharing. So lesson learned on that one right there.
It goes to the point that an individual can be smart, but groups are always stupid.
So I have PFSense virtualized on my server. What's a good budget solution with a minimum of 3 Ethernet ports? Not very loud, passively cooled is fine. You know, any of the mini PCs that you can find, I wouldn't use them commercially. If you're going to go commercial, I always go Netgate. You want the proper hardware, but you can find deals on all those little mini PCs. They're all over the place.
Yeah. Some of them with an N100, N305. Modern Intel. You know, all
they're super cheap. They all have Intel. Most of them have Intel 2.5 gig NICs on them.
Yeah,
now.
exactly. The 226 is a great.
The 226 is a great chip. It's extremely compatible with PFSense. Rock on with it, man. It'll get the job done and being passively cooled. So no problems there.
Absolutely.
Let's see, 1 or 2 more questions. 332. We got to stop questions and move on. You can keep asking as many questions you want on the next stream.
That's right.
So we're just going to say that. So Jeff's going to start his stream. We're going to end this stream. The questions can absolutely continue. We're just going to break down and set up. So we'll probably be up and running in 8 minutes because we're going to screw something up.
Absolutely. Anyway, Craft Computing. If you don't know me, you can join me, youtube.com/Craft Computing. We'll be streaming here probably between 5 and 10 minutes.
Yep.
So see you all there.
Check out Craft Computing. All right, later.